It's such an honor and a pleasure to be here with the Consul General, the Honorable Riva Ganguly Das. Welcome to Lokvani, Rivaji.
Thank you so much.
It's such a pleasure to be here as you are with the Honorable Minister for Petroleum, Dharmendra Pradhanji. Could you tell us a little bit about your visit to the Boston area and what you hope to accomplish with the visit today?
Dharmendra Pradhan is the energy minister, as as he just explained, that in most countries, all energy-related issues are handled by one ministry. In India, it's several ministries. He handles oil and natural gas. Um, and again, to quote him, as he mentioned, that India will constitute 30% of the global growth in energy in the years to come. So we are a very important player in the energy sector because we are one of the major growth spots of energy. So this was a very interesting visit. He was the keynote speaker at the MIT Energy Conference, which is a very prestigious energy conference, and so he spoke there about our own commitment to clean technologies, the various policy decisions that the government has taken on energy. And I think it was a fantastic interaction because later we went to MIT. Then he also had an interaction with students and professors at the Kennedy School. And of course, we got a sense that there's so much work being done on technology, and all mostly by Indian Americans, so goes without saying. And there's a lot we can do together, and especially the new technologies which are coming up, they will have a tremendous impact on how we conduct ourselves, how our economies grow, and what is going to be our energy mix, because technology really is changing very, very fast. So we saw some fascinating work which Indian American scientists are doing in MIT. So it was a fantastic experience for all of us, and I also learned a lot along with the minister. It was very good because with a policy maker of such a level, when somebody like that comes and speaks to a large audience, it's a very authentic voice of India. It's the vision of India, and I think he was able to give the kind of visibility to what we are doing here, which it is very required. It's really required.
It's fabulous, and it was very good to hear from him that he was encouraging Indian Americans and others to come to India with the technologies and provide the solutions. So, as Consul General, what kind of facilities can we look to, as there might be people from this country going actually to India to set up businesses? What kind of services can probably we get from you, and other ideas that you have to facilitate business in India for Americans?
Business, no doubt. Trade and business are great drivers of our relationship. At $110 billion, trade is not. Trade has a lot of potential. And also in terms of investments, it's about 14-15 billion. US is the sixth largest investor in India. Indian investments in the US are also very high. So, but on the issue of technology, actually, we of course, if anybody approaches us, if you go to our website, you'll find that the name of our commercial officer is given, his phone number, his email ID, everything is given there. So anybody who has a question on a commercial issue, on a trade deal, you can always ask us. Besides that, because we are in New York and we travel with ministers and policymakers who come, we are aware of which company is doing what in India. So I get a lot of queries from Indian innovators here, Indian American people who say that I have a small factory in so and so place and I need to link with people who could invest or whatever. So we do that work, but it's very much on a micro level. My suggestion would be, if there is somebody out there who's ready to put in their effort and a little bit of energy to prepare a database. We don't really know who's invented what. Suppose there is an inventor who has a patent which he feels can be, from his own experience of having grown up in a village in India, that can be implemented. So all that, if it is there in one database, then India has put up the Atal Innovation Mission under the Niti Aayog, so we can link up these people and do it in a more institutionalized way, give it more visibility, and have a greater impact. So technology and innovation are the future of our bilateral relation, and a lot of, I mean, the contribution has to come from the Indian American community. I think that's a good homework I can give to all of you.
Well, that's a good internship project for one of our students. So I'll just ask you one final question. I really appreciate your time here. You can imagine that there are some uncertainties in the minds of certain Indian Americans as they are moving into the new political climate. Could you address that in any way, and what support can they look to from the Consul General as we move along?
Consulate is always supportive of the Indian American community. I mean, if there are people, if there are issues, we have a, now of course we have an open door, open house every first and third Wednesday. We are there for you. You can always reach out to us, and I think I should say that the India's relationship with the United States is very strong, and goes beyond many issues. As I mentioned, in terms of the depth and the range of issues that we discussed, it is unparalleled. So, so I would say that we are in, and the relationship has always enjoyed bipartisan support, and it's a very strong strategic relationship where both countries are vested. So it has a very good future. So and we are there for you. Our helpline is helpline@indiacgny.org. Do write to us whenever you need to.
We are truly blessed that we have such an inspirational lady consul general under whose jurisdiction we live in Boston. So thank you so much, Rivaji, and look forward to your next visit, and look forward to supporting all the work, as you said, to work together for the two countries to come together and kind of, I think, monetize the wonderful innovations that are happening at MIT and Harvard.
We count on your support on that.
Thank you so much, Rivaji. Thank you.